You ready for this? Never.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We have the good reel, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man's right over there. M3GAN just came out not too long ago on digital, so what did that mean? That means we had to compare it against Child's Play 2019 because these movies are exactly alike. So it's time for another Slashed Out with Child's Play 2019 versus M3GAN from 2023. It ought to be a doozy, Birdie.
Man, I'll even be honest with you, by rewatching both of these movies, I could go ahead and claim that M3GAN completely stole from Child's Play 2019.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Dude, they just not only did they steal it, but they just stole it enough and they just flipped everything around. However, does M3GAN do it a lot better? I'll explain more later on. You thought I was going to give you the answer right now, but no, man, I'm going to make y'all watch this freaking video, man. Actually, before we do that, of course, I want to thank our amazing real hunters. These are our patrons. They are the official backbone of this channel. They make the channel go, and you know what? They are our buddy to the end. It's insane, right? With how many freaking patrons we have, man. I was trying to do my freaking buddy and M3GAN impersonations. It's awful, but if you do want to be our buddy or want to be our best friend to the end, or however you want to do it, be sure to go down to that description link. There is a Patreon link. Click on it, select the tier. Any tier would be just fine. So you all could be a real hunter today. And we also got YouTube memberships available as well. Again, so you all could be a real hunter today.
Yeah, and you can be a member as low as 99 cents to get those emojis and things like that. So that's really cool for the live shows. And of course, if you can't be on the membership or the Patreon or anything like that, that's fine. Just being here, liking the video, commenting, subscribing, sharing really helps us as we try to hit our goals. But now, without further ado, let's whip this bad boy up. Let's compare these two movies a little bit, and let's just dive into these bad boys, man.
All right, man. Yeah, dude, let's compare all this stuff. But first, let's go to our tail of the tape comparing these two movies. And Brad, anything intriguing you see by just these first looks at the numbers?
Well, you look at it, man. Obviously, like I said, Child's Play 2019, M3GAN 2023. Dude, M3GAN obviously blows it away from the Rotten Tomatoes standpoint. 94% from the critics is fantastic. Or Child's Play sitting at a 63, and then 57 and 78 on the audience, 78 being for M3GAN. Budgets are pretty comparable, but M3GAN made a lot more money, much more successful. I remember they kind of, when Child's Play came out, you know, they talked about maybe setting up some more movies and stuff like that. They left it open at the end, but it just bombed at the box office. So I think that franchise is dead from a movie standpoint. M3GAN came out, rack stacks. They pretty much announced the sequel right away for that. Because, yeah, just like with Child's Play, they left it open-ended at the end. And we're going to see some more M3GAN, man. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, man, and again, I'm very disappointed. I bet you a lot, like, with the reasoning with the, like, Child's Play 2019 still made a good money. Like, it made, like, over 19 million over its budget, like, with the U.S. gross box office. And so, but I feel like what really drags it down mainly is just those diehard Child's Play fans not really being accepting to this movie. But while M3GAN is just a fresh, original movie, well, as so they claim. Because I think they completely took a lot of things from Child's Play 2019. This is why it's a fun matchup, so we can expose these similarities. But M3GAN is just a fresh tale. It got time to breathe and do things right. So I do not disagree with all the success it has. It really was well earned.
I agree, man. I think they did a lot of things really well. And like you said, they took that idea and they kind of ran with it. So that brings me on. Let's talk about the stories of these two movies, man. Let's compare the two because they are very similar, Birdie.
Let's go by the similarities of both of these movies, where both of the main character kids are pretty much alone, or kind of like alone. Like the girl lost her parents like due to a bad tragic accident, and then while to Andy, it's just he and his mom just kind of like moved to a secluded area, and pretty much he's all alone. So there are a lot of some similarities to that. I think the girl's situation is a lot worse in M3GAN, in my opinion. Trying to look up her name real quick. Katie is the character's name. So if I'm going to go for like which I feel like is a better story, I definitely go with the Katie one just because a more tragic thing happened to her. And just like how the story plays out throughout the entire movie, you definitely feel a lot more for Katie than you do with Andy.
Yeah, I mean, so like you said, they're very similar. You have that dynamic of the main character, like the kid character, where they're alone, they need some companionship. Obviously both of them are in the. I mean, it's identical because both of them are in the situation where they're living with one, guardian, a mother figure, if you will. I know that that Katie's aunt, yeah, it's her aunt, but still, that's kind of the figure they're going for. So you have that relationship, that mother-daughter / mother-son relationship in these two movies, or aunt-daughter, whatever you want to call it. And then you introduce the doll in Child's Play. Obviously, that's Chucky, and then in M3GAN, it's M3GAN. And they kind of develop a friendship, and then the doll starts going a little haywire. They both kill an animal first. M3GAN kills a dog. Child's Play, Chucky kills a fucking cat. And they both do freaking creepy ass cat noises / dog noises, and then they kill some people we don't like. It's very identical all the way up to the end, where they're both kind of cutting away at the doll with the exact same tool, the freaking hedge trimmers. So that was interesting. But yeah, man, I think in general the story is done much better in M3GAN. I think you can really get they take some time. It's a longer movie. It could have been cut down a little bit, but it does take its time to breathe and to build the story and get to know the characters a bit before shit even hits the fan at all. And once it does, you have some more time to kind of play with that, and you have a little bit more emotional connection with the characters based on everything that happened to Katie and everything. And I thought the aunt was built up really well too. So that really helps a lot. So yeah, I think the story in general was done much better in M3GAN as well.
Yeah, and the child services rep in M3GAN, I don't blame her for being cautious with the aunt. Her name is Gemma, because she played one crazy motherfucker in Get Out. So I did not blame her for being very cautious with her. All right, dude. So let's go to our next one with the character comparisons, man. We're going to compare the characters of both of these movies. Again, they have a lot of similarities. Brad, I went first the last time. So what about you? You go ahead.
Yeah, kind of like what I was just talking about. They were built up better in M3GAN because you had that story, the kind of that had some time to breathe. I don't mind the characters in Child's Play. I think they're decent. I mean, I'm mainly talking about Andy and his friends. The rest of the characters in that movie kind of suck ass. I really didn't care much for Karen, aka Aubrey Plaza. I thought she was fun. Yeah, I thought the casting was good, but her character was just there. She didn't do anything. She wasn't built up. You didn't really care about her. At the end, like when they have that, that whole sequence when they're duking it out together and battling Chucky, you just don't really feel much. At least that's the impression I got. The story really much focuses on Andy. And in general, I think Katie was more enjoyable than Andy for the most part. There's some sequences where Katie's a little bit annoying, but it's a part of the story. That's where it comes from. That's why she's dealing with something very tragic, and this is her way of dealing with it. I'm referring to these times where she's kind of lashing out against her aunt there, and threatening her with scissors and all that kind of crazy stuff. But that's all part of the story. That's all about dealing with this new toy that's kind of making her detached from reality a little bit, I guess. And whenever that toy is taken from her, she loses it. So I really like that. But dude, I hated the rest of the characters in Child's Play. The boyfriend, whatever his name was, he sucked ass. The only, I just I didn't care for him. The creepy ass dude that gets murdered on the table saw, like that guy was fucking dumb as shit too.
Great value, Jack Black.
It was, dude. And the kid characters that were friends with Andy, I thought they were okay, but again, they were underdeveloped at the end of the day. And I thought just in general, Katie's performance was better than Andy's as well, talking about the actor. I will say Detective Mike is better than the random detective that was in M3GAN, but that's really the only character that wins.
Yeah, and remember, Detective Mike was also in one of my favorite movies of 2022 in Bullet Club, man. I believe, wasn't he Tangerine? I think he was Tangerine, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, dude. He was actually great in Bullet King. Bullet King. What the fuck? Bullet Train. I don't know where King came from.
Hey, yeah, it's all good, man. But man, I'm with you. You see again a lot of similarities, with the characters. I am going to disagree with you. I thought Aubrey Plaza to me had more connection with Andy than with Gemma did with Katie, and know that's crazy, but like Aubrey Plaza, I'm telling you, like I know she's all quirky and weird, but she's a really, really talented actress, and I don't think it's her fault. I don't think she was given a lot to do with Child's Play 2019. I think that was just an error in the terms of writing and directing. But I felt like Aubrey Plaza with Karen, she gave off more emotion than Gemma did in M3GAN. That's what this second time around I've noticed. Gemma, yeah, I know there were times where she really, really wanted to bring out her emotions, but she just really didn't. Again, I blame that kind of like of a story, like the writing team issue and directing as well. But so I'm going to give the point to Aubrey Plaza and Karen as like the better mother, but the better child, it easily goes to Katie. To me, like you kind of like sympathize with her more than you do with Andy, because Andy is hanging out with his like freaking wannabe it kids. It's like I like to call them like wannabe it kids. But yeah, Katie just to me just had a more tragic thing happen to her than with Andy, so it's easily you can sympathize more towards Katie. But yeah, the rest of the characters in Child's Play 2019, not the biggest fan of, so you can pretty much kill them off. I don't really care. Same thing with M3GAN, except with Gemma's two little assistants. They are a little fun, so you care about them a little bit, even though I kind of really wanted the dude to die. Kind of like with that one particular kill that they were setting up.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they just didn't pull the trigger on that, and that's why I was disappointed. So I guess, honestly, in me, it's just kind of a tie, really, between characters.
Yeah, man. I like Aubrey Plaza a lot. I think I just feel like she was underutilized in this movie. And,
she definitely was.
Jimbo actually had full character arcs like herself as a, kind of I guess she's a co-lead in the movie, but she had full arcs, whereas Aubrey was just there, in my opinion. So that's one thing I really liked about it. But yeah, dude, I think they should have done more with her for sure. But yeah, man, that's it. In general, I just thought all the characters were better written, better performances, everything like that in M3GAN.
Absolutely. So let's actually go to star of pretty much our movies here. Who is the better AI? Is it the Buddy doll, aka Chuggy, or is it freaking M3GAN the android, man?
Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that Chucky loses a lot of points for the design of the fucking doll. That's for damn sure. What the fuck was that? Who designed this thing? It looked like shit.
I guess they just couldn't really make it like a full-on Chucky doll, so they had to really go completely out of the box. But man, I didn't mean like to freaking go to the other side of the country with this idea. Like, holy crap. Like, you could just tell, like, M3GAN didn't want to make that same mistake as freaking Chucky, even though, like, the earlier, like, reviews, like, that when the poster first came out, a lot of people were turned off with the look of M3GAN. And then all of a sudden, the movie comes out, they freaking adore M3GAN, and M3GAN's so far, I hate to say this, on track of being a potential horror icon in the 2020s, that is. Not of all time, but just in the 2020s, the early stages of 2020s. And I kind of agree. Definitely love the M3GAN doll. But man, don't freaking hate on our boy Buddy, the Chucky doll, man, because that little bastard is very menacing as well.
He is, man. I think there's a lot of they're similar. Obviously, they're both AI robots. I think the AI technology is a little bit more viable in Chucky. He's a little bit more basic. He can control a few things around the house. Maybe he can vacuum your floors. He can pick up some cars for you, shit like that. He can get your science book for you, but it's really just toilet paper and stuff like that. He does little simple things like that. He is AI still, so he learns. He picks up on things, little nuances, and he adapts. The M3GAN AI was really cool, though. I thought they took the idea of this doll that runs on AI and they really ran with it, made it really futuristic, made it really just creative with how much this doll was learning and how much that kind of builds her up. Whereas I thought the setup for why Chucky goes evil in Child's Play was incredibly lazy. We just get a disgruntled employee over in Vietnam that freaking turns off all the thing and he jumps out the window. It's like, okay, yeah, it's simple enough. It's not convoluted by any means. Whatever, but it's just like, dude, come on, really? That's it. That's the origin of Chucky. Whereas M3GAN is actually evolving as an AI, almost ex machina style, really starting to learn and become one of her own. And I really like that.
Yeah, I really like that too, especially with the feature where like Megan can read like emotions. Like you saw that little bar where like she could tell somebody's excited, anxious, and fearful, and all that. I thought that was a really cool, nice little detail that makes her stand out as a better AI than the Buddy doll. But both go down pretty much the same path of like not necessary. Okay, it's not really, because one was a malfunction. The other one, as you kind of say, Brad, kind of like the Ultron effect, or as you said, the Ex Machina. Just like she got like was understanding things in her own way versus like an actual human way. So like we don't blame her for that, even though they still do both really messed up shit and do a lot of killing in this movie. But who's the better AI? I have to say it's a landslide with M3GAN, just because with the technological advances that she gets to deal with her movie in 2023 compared to the Buddy doll in 2019.
Yeah, I think so by far as well, because I mean, like you said, it reads your emotions. It can tell if you're scared, if you're trusting, if you're feeling like sad or whatever. She can read your body temperature. She can read your perspiration, all kinds of crazy stuff. Terminator stuff, man. She really did remind me of Terminator several times throughout, with the way it kind of shows what she's seeing and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. They just really put more creativity into her abilities, in my opinion. Whereas Child's Play, the Chucky doll is pretty much like a enhanced version of the Furby running around, like doing some stuff like that. I don't know, man.
Hey,
it was
those little
cool.
Furbies are ferocious little bastards too, so don't you ever disrespect a Furby.
It was cool, man. I did like what they did. I thought the idea was great to do this with Chucky and make it AI and stuff. I thought that was a good, 21st century way of doing it, and I appreciated it for that. I just thought I totally agree. It was much better done in M3GAN.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because one of my things with a remake is like kind of like my rules of a successful remake is you got to keep the blueprint of what makes the original so special, while also doing your own thing and making it different, putting your kind of like your spin on it. And that's why I like the whole AI direction with the Child's Play franchise. Was an excellent direction to go. Yeah, you still have like your nods and your blueprints of the original Child's Play, but they definitely went different. And that's why I do respect this film for doing that.
Yeah, I agree, man, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I gotta say too, I like the just, I know we don't really have necessarily a category for this per se. I really like the voice. I loved Mark Hamill as Chucky. I thought he was good, but I thought the M3GAN performance was just more. It was like, because of everything, it was much more nuanced. Like she had really subtle, like, facial expressions when she was starting to turn kind of evil and stuff like that really just kind of made you feel a little creeped out. And her voice was just a little bit more what I would expect from this doll, as opposed to Mark Hamill in the Child's Play. I don't know. I thought the voice acting was good. I loved Mark Hamill coming in for this, but it just, I don't know, it felt a little weird at the same time.
Okay, I'll definitely give you that, just because like when you are looking at both of the dolls and they're talking, the M3GAN doll definitely is more realistic to what she actually sounds like versus freaking Mark Hamill. And that's not a disrespect. Mark Hamill's definitely one of the great voice actors for anime, and just for anything you need him to do a voiceover of all time. He's freaking great. But dude, let's freaking tackle a more serious issue here. Who had the best singing voice?
You are my buddy until the end.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, fire. Like, dude, I was like, okay, that was the moment where I knew, motherfuckers, M3GAN freaking copycatted 2019. Like, that was the moment I knew, like, holy crap, they completely copycatted.
100%. You saw it with the dog. Like, I mean, it's beat for beat the same story, but again, so far it's doing better. So whatever, bring it to us, Daddy.
Yeah, but dude, this is actually going to be for me like the most like colluded. Like, I'm really interested to hear your opinion on this. Which of the two AI dolls is scarier in your opinion?
Well, for reasons I just said, I like the extra abilities that M3GAN has. That ability to, you can't hide from her. You can't fool her. You can't, act like you're on her side and then give her the 180 and kick her out the door, because she can read your emotions and shit. She knows what you're planning before you're planning it, because she can read your body language and she can tell you. She knows when you're lying. The aunt there, what's her name? Allison Williams, Gemma. She tricked her once. Yeah, she twicked her once with the pin thing. She didn't fall for that shit again. Hell no. She's smarter than that. She's really relentless when it comes to that. Now, I will say, in general, I thought Child's Play was a bit more comedic, obviously, and that was by design. They wanted to be kind of just a fun movie where, you know, he's slaying people, and he said, "This is for Tupac," and he's slaying his ass, and you know, all the kills are always pretty fun, especially when the asshole boyfriend guy, whatever, he's at the we'll talk about the kills specifically in a minute, but when he does get sliced, that whole kill, the whole way it plays out is pretty funny. It's hilarious. I like that. There's some moments in Child's Play where he's pretty creepy, where his eyes are turning red and he's like, you know, doing some crazy stuff like that. But I never really found that doll to be particularly scary. I always kind of got more of a chuckle from it than anything. So for that reason, and the reasons of, you know, just the psychological aspects that M3GAN has, I got to go with her. Plus, dude, I thought it was super fucked up when she killed that dude in the elevator. And then she's telling the other guy, he's like, "Hey, you're gonna kill yourself now, right?" And she's like, "No, I don't want to die." And he freaking sliced his throat too.
Nope, I'm good. Like,
yeah, that was good, and that was fucked up and creepy, man. She was demented. She was way more demented than because Chucky was he was just misunderstood. You know, he was really just trying to be a friend and doing what Andy wanted him to do. At least what he, you know, his interpretation of that. But M3GAN actually got sinister. She actually got fucked up, and she was actually trying to fuck with people, and you know, and she was doing good with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason I mainly brought it up is because, like, I thought it was going to be a landslide too if I'm rewatching it. That scene where Chucky is like in the dark, like in the closet area, playing the strangulation of the cat and like him killing the cat voiceover. Like, dude, I thought that was really freaking intimidating. But other than that, with the reasons that you said, to keep it short and sweet, M3GAN definitely is more sadistic, but she learned that like throughout the whole course of the movie, and she gets like more evil as the movie progresses. While again, like the Buddy doll, like again, this is all for him, but it's just one big misunderstanding. Well, I felt like M3GAN, I felt like her emotions evolved throughout the thing, and emotions are a really more scarier thing too. Especially like the tone that she talks like how to Jimbo earlier on in the movie too, definitely just made me really uneasy. So I'm definitely going with the M3GAN doll as the scarier AI.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing I like about it is that M3GAN kept her kills a secret. You know, whereas Chucky would always tell Andy, like, "Oh, I killed the cat. You're good now." And now he's leaving the watermelon, like, with the fucking face on the... he would always tell Andy what he was doing, and M3GAN was keeping those a secret, and that kind of created a little mystery element for the characters. We knew as the audience, but the characters didn't know what was going on. So I kind of like that element of it. Kind of reminded me of the first Child's Play movie from 1989. So I thought that was kind of cool, or whatever year. I think, was it 89? I don't know, but... so I like that aspect, and I thought she was just shot well in certain moments, like when she was out in the forest with that asshole kid, and like he was being a dick to what's her name, Katie, and then it pans over and it's kind of foggy out there, and she's standing there looking at him, and the way she kind of played with him, like yanked his ear off and then chased him through the woods. God dang, you got ran over by that. I'm diverting into kills myself, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Let that be a solid freaking transition here, and let's go ahead and get to it, dude. Freaking best kills in this movie, because definitely both movies really deliver great kills. And let me go ahead and just start this first. I actually go with Child's Play 2019, because I watched the unrated cut for M3GAN, and I'll be honest with you, with a couple additional fuck lines thrown in there, and a little bit more of like the kills, like additional like minutes with the kills, not really minutes but seconds with the kills of like the lady getting the freaking weed poisoning, like her face degrading and all that. I'm just telling you, Child's Play 2019 just freaking just gave me my needs at the freaking gore and kills. They were more creative. They were more bloodier, man. So I'm easily going. Again, this is for Tupac with the kills of Child's Play 2019.
I thought yeah, you're right. The Child's Play kills are definitely more gory. That one was always a rated R film. It never had any unrated cut. It was, you know, it is what it was what it was. Which that kind of goes back. I know this is kind of unrelated to the amount of money these movies made. M3GAN maybe made the right decision going PG-13 because Child's Play did go rated R, and that's probably a big reason why it didn't go as well in the box office. But beside the point, I would have rather been rated R. it's just when you look at it from that standpoint, it's interesting. But yeah, you're right. Even with the unrated kills in the new cut, they weren't super gory. There wasn't anything like that. But like I said, dude, I like the way M3GAN, like, I kind of like the kills. I thought the kills were set up better in M3GAN, because every time Chucky killed somebody, I was like, oh hell yeah, this guy's fucking dying. I like that. Like the dude, like the asshole guy when he's taking the Christmas lights down, and all that. But that kill was effective. Again, very comedic, the way he falls and snaps his ankles, and like they come out and the kids are on the fucking couch like listening to whatever, and they're like, whatever. And then he gets ran over by the tiller, and his face flies off and lands on a watermelon. You know what? Yeah, I think the kills are a little bit more creative. They're set up better in M3GAN, but I think in general they're more creative in Child's Play. I didn't like the discount Jack Black kill though. I thought that was just too ridiculous.
Oh man, dude, I thought that was actually like going back to the scarier part of it, with him like just freaking running around so quickly and slicing up his leg, because that would freaking scare me. And like if I'm just like in a scare situation, I'd be on top of the buzzsaw table too.
Well, no, I thought that part was cool, but the way the rest of it panned out was just a little silly. Like, you know, he jumped on the table saw of all things, and then he grabs these pipes.
Yeah, but again, if you're scared, you don't know like what you're gonna do in a situation like that.
Well, I'm not going to jump on a fucking table saw, and I'm certainly not going to go hanging up on these pipes. And then he just turns the thermostat up, and the pipes immediately get hot, and he continues to hang in that one spot directly over the table saw instead of shimmying over like a half a foot, and he would have been fine. All that was just a little bit. It was a very extra kill. It was, you know, it was cool. It was gory. It was fun, but it just, when you think about it, all practicality went out the window for that one for me. But nonetheless, the gore was fun. I did like the kill with the car though. That was kind of cool. Although that character I actually really liked. I forgot her name, but
yeah, it was just the mother of the detective.
Oh, you know what though? You throw in the third act of Child's Play, fucking drones flying around and shit. Dude in the helmet's getting stabbed. He got all, like, yeah. So I think I would give the kills to Child's Play. I think they're a little bit more fun.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I'll agree with you with the fact that the setup, which I always love a setup for a great kill, I'll give the setup to M3GAN, but definitely when it comes to the term of getting the job done and freaking being gory about it, it's definitely going to be Child's Play from 2019. And Brad, I don't have a card for this one, but you touched upon it. I want to get into it. Both of these third and final acts, like the final showdowns, which showdown do you think did it better?
Dude, I'd give this one to Child's Play. I thought it was more entertaining. I thought it was fun the way that Chucky takes over all these dolls, and what this movie's going for, the more comedic tone. It really works because you have these little teddy bear Chuckies running around. You got the drones. You got the guy with the big ass helmet that puts it on, and Chucky's in there and fucking stabs him, and he's like running around. And that guy couldn't catch a break because somehow he survived that after he squirts blood all over everybody, and he gets killed with the drone right after. He had bad luck. I just thought all that was fun and enjoyable. The third act in M3GAN I thought was great. It was nice seeing, you know, them kind of duking it out. I just thought it went on too long in M3GAN. I thought they could have been shortened a little bit, you know, because you have that moment at the toy, the building, the skyscraper, the toy company or whatever, where, you know, she slays a few people. All that was really good. Then she drives back to the house, M3GAN does, and I thought that kind of slowed things down a little bit when they're having that conversation at the table, and then obviously they duke it out at the end. I did like that Bruce and M3GAN fight. I thought that was cool though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we forgot to introduce you to a family member, Bruce. And then we went all freaking, like, I forgot the name of that movie. It's like a freaking Chappie or something. I don't freaking know. It's the one with Hugh Jackman. They're freaking like fighting robots or something. But yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Real Steel, man. Like, that's what I feel like we were in at that time. But I thought that was really fun as well. And I agree with you. The Child's Play 2019 one, that was a fun third act as well. But I'm actually going to give this to M3GAN just because there was more emotional attachment in that third act.
Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, dude, I agree.
Yeah, man. So, okay, the last thing I pretty much had before we get to our final thoughts in the movie rating. And most memorable moments. So when I mentioned M3GAN and Child's Play 2019 remake, if you will think of the first thing that comes to your mind, what would those two scenes be?
For whatever reason, for Child's Play, it's that time he goes, Andy, you forgot your science book. And he brings him the toilet paper. I don't know why. Obviously, it's not a kill. The Tupac thing is good too. It's just for whatever reason that's what this movie makes me think of. For better or worse. And M3GAN, I think Megan's gonna be. I think it's that kill with the bully kid in the woods. I think that scene's done really well. It looks good. It's a nice kill. Him, her chasing him through the woods while she's like running on all fours. For some reason, it's just really memorable for me. Of course, I've only seen the movie twice. That might change, but for now, that's what I'm thinking.
Alrighty. For my most memorable moment, we'll go with Megan first. I'm like with you, it's the whole wood scene and the bully and all that with the whole ear freaking pulling and then the kid getting freaking hit by a car and her pretty much on all fours, like doing this. Like, holy crap, like how can you like ever like not forget that particular scene? If then later on the night she sing Katie a goodnight song of I'm bulletproof, nothing. I'm like, I couldn't help but laugh, but it wasn't just like a ha. It was more like an unnerving kind of laugh because again was being so freaking just evil, man, during that. So I can't forget that moment. And then of course Child's Play 2019, we always reference you not back and forth, Andy, you forgot your books. But for me, it has to be freaking Tupac and that freaking watermelon patch. Who the hell grows a watermelon patch in their front yard?
I don't know, but I'm jealous, man. I like a good watermelon. I don't know.
Dude,
it's versatile.
so
you
juicy,
can, and plus,
dude.
It's so juicy, and you can do a lot of things with watermelons, as we've learned many, many times.
Mm-hmm. So, Brad, those are our freaking most memorable moments. So let's freaking just finish everything off in a nice little bow here, and let's give our final thoughts about these two movies and a freaking movie rating.
That sounds good, man. Let's do that. So first off, I think when they announced Child's Play back in, before 2019, I thought, and they said they were going to do the AI angle. I thought that was a good idea. I thought that was a good way to modernize it. It came out. I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it's bad. It's definitely a different flavor altogether from the other Child's Play movies, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And whatnot. I thought it was creative, had some good kills, had some good AI technology. But then M3GAN comes out a few years down the road. The trailer comes out. I'm thinking, oh, here we are. Here's a ripoff of Child's Play 2019 for real. Here we go. But then I saw it and I'm like, dude, this is actually really good. Yes, it is a ripoff of Child's Play 2019. They would probably be the first to admit that, but they do, in my opinion, a better job at pretty much every aspect of the story than Child's Play did, for the most part, besides for maybe the kills. So I do prefer M3GAN over Child's Play, but I think they're both really enjoyable. I would give Child's Play a 3.5 out of 5, and then I would give M3GAN probably a 3.75 out of 5.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little. I'm gonna go like with my scores a little bit more than that. But Child's Play 2019, like, you know me, I love a good remake if it's done right and it kind of follows kind of like the mold that I want a remake to do, and that's what Child's Play 2019 does for me. Again, it keeps that original blueprint while also wanting to be different and make it its own thing. And with the whole AI aspect of it, I think that was a brilliant direction to go with the Chucky doll, or in this case, the Buddy doll. But M3GAN took all that concept of what Child's Play 2019 was trying to do, but it enhanced it and made it a lot better. So definitely, in my opinion, I'm going to go with the M3GAN movie over the Child's Play 2019, but it's not that far off, really, because again, both of these movies are so damn similar. It's just pretty much like pick your poison kind of day, really. So I'm going to give both of these movies, honestly, both a 4 out of 5.
Nice, man. Enjoyable as a mofo.
Yeah, so pretty much just all that combined together, that's just going to be a freaking dance with Jimbo, man.
Yeah, for sure, man, for both flicks.
Hell yeah, but you know what? Screw what we really have to think, because we don't get to decide jack shit on this channel. You know why we don't get to decide jack shit? Because you all get to decide on freaking who wins this particular matchup. And Brad, please tell the audience or who's watching this, how can they decide this?
Dude, do it down in that comment section, man. Let us know which one of these movies you prefer. And, I gotta say, it's probably going to be pretty close.
Yeah, man, and that's the time we release this video too. We're going to be playing on, letting this video come out a day or so, and then we'll be putting up a freaking poll in one of our freaking groups, or maybe even put a poll on Killer Flicks. You might never know, so you gotta be sure to stay tuned for that, so we can finally get a freaking decisive winner, my friend.
Hell yeah, man. Let's do it. Rock and roll.
All right. Yeah, rock and roll, man, or bulletproof. Okay, I promise I'm not going to sing, but I am going to ask you guys, what did you think about this particular matchup of Child's Play 2019 versus M3GAN? Do you agree with kind of our thoughts? But more importantly, which movie do you all think is the better of the two? Let us know in that comment section down below, and let's get that discussion rolling.
And if you want to help us find the good reels, you can do so by finding us and all of our social medias right down in the description, as well as that Patreon and membership link down there. So check them out.
Yeah, they're somewhere, man. So be sure to click on those. And yeah, we're going to plan on doing more of these slash it outs, kind of like you see in this one, like in the future of pre-recording. Let us know if you enjoyed that in the comment section down below. But until then, man, I got to go meet with my buddy.
Let's do it, man. Go meet with your buddy, your friend until the end.